Hello and welcome to Up the Villa podcast. If you are new to our channel, subscribe, drop this video a like and get involved in the comment section down below on your thoughts of our 3-3 draw with Leeds United, and drop some player ratings in there as well on how you'd mark the players and give them a score out of 10. So where do we start with that? First things first, I think every Villa fan was pretty optimistic, pretty positive going into it. I know us as a fan channel definitely were. Just because you're hearing like the sounds coming out of the club saying stuff like, it's a mini pre-season, we're going to have a real good go at it, it's a big 17 games, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, there's room there to be optimistic, and to feel like we can beat Leeds. We've strengthened well, the squad's looking really good. And yeah, I just thought we'd put in a real good performance. But classic Villa at the minute, 1-0 down with about 9-10 minutes gone. Same again against United, chasing the game. Started okay-ish, but it just feels like when the opposition get their first chance, it's a goal every single time, and you know, when you're watching it, it's just bitterly frustrating. Leeds did start really well, and they did play pretty well all game as well, to be fair. But we go 1-0 down. Mings sort of got dragged out of position a little bit, didn't he? He had 2 chances to clear the ball, and he didn't. And Dan James stuck one away. It was a good finish. I think it went through the legs of Konsa. Nothing Martinez could do, really. 1-0 down, chasing the game. And they were running right on us, weren't they? I think it was, again, Dan James hit the crossbar. And one thing for me is that with our system, what we allow teams to do is we allow them we allow them out wide, don't we? We give them space, but we contain the middle of the pitch. The middle of the pitch is where we should not be getting penetrated. There's a red zone where we are quite comfortable, and then anything in the middle is where we defend. But it just felt like yesterday that they were just running riot straight through the middle of the pitch at times. Their reverse balls were very good. We couldn't compete with that all game. We found it really difficult. So for me, I just felt a little bit like, we all know how Leeds play. They go man for man, don't they? And that's what they do. But at times during that game, we just couldn't get a grip on it, really. But as the game settled in, and that bright 20-minute period, it was when Villa decided to run riot, and it was when Coutinho started to get on the ball and in transition turn the marker and sort of run at the defence, and that enabled every other Villa player to go at Leeds, which is what you have to do against Leeds, because they're so tight and man-mark. If you play in front of them, they're so aggressive in the challenge, it puts you under pressure. You try and give it to the next player, and they're under pressure. But the minute you turn them in a transition, they're having an absolute shocker. And that's what we saw for the 3 goals that we scored. The first one, brilliant balling from Cash. Coutinho finish, absolutely sensational. And this is when Coutinho, for me, he turns into a sublime player. For Ramsey's first goal, the turn on the halfway line and the drive and that pass to Ramsey was absolutely world class. World class. Ramsey's run as well was really good. And I thought it was a top quality goal. And then we saw it again, didn't we? The drive from Coutinho on the half turn again, played it into Ramsey. He waited and waited for Ramsey to arrive at the right moment, and Ramsey smashes it in top corner, and we are 3-1 up. And you're thinking, okay, we've played okay, slightly against them on a play here, because I thought Leeds were really good in the first half. But the one thing that you do not do before half time is concede before half time. You know, we'd had a real difficult game up until that period, and we find ourselves 3-1 up. And the defending, for me, you know, again, another little reverse pass, which was a real good pass, to be fair. And and that opens up the chance for them to get the ball in. And then what we saw at the back post with Mings, Martinez and Emi Buendia against a 5 foot what of Dan James out jumping 3 of our players at the back post. Like, it's such a shit goal to concede, and it just means so much in the context of the game, doesn't it? Leeds are right back in that game then going into half time. There's 1 goal in it. And yeah, I thought we played well when we was ripping them apart for that sort of 20-minute period. We were electric, weren't we? But you've allowed them to get straight back in the game, and at half time, it's anyone's game, isn't it? In that type of game, it's basketball, football. It's what Leeds want. It's how they want it. It's how they want the game to be, and we just lack the foothold. We lack the player in the middle of the park that settles the whole thing down. We literally sound like a broken record because we keep saying the same thing game after game after game. Their goal was coming, a corner, not cleared, second ball, passed straight to their player, and it's 3-3. And for me, as a Villa fan now, and in the comment sections when we get opposition fans commenting and they hear us mentioning about Europe, they hear us mentioning about this and that, unless you understand where Villa are trying to get to, you don't understand. You can't comment on it, to be fair, because we are trying to build a squad to climb into the European places. But for me, with defending like that, we're a million miles away from it. An absolute million miles away from it. I can't understand how a team that has been in the Premier League now, 3 seasons, can allow the opposition team chances and mistakes. It's the mistakes every single game. I mean, we've made 3 mistakes in this game that have cost us, to be fair. The game against United, mistakes. You look at these top teams in the Premier League and how many mistakes does Van Dijk make? How many mistakes do these top players make in a game? How many mistakes do you see Liverpool making? Very rare. But I feel like when I watch Villa, whenever we concede, it's always a mistake. And unless we cut those mistakes out, we're never going to get to the level where we want to get to. And I'm not about to dig any player out because I haven't got an agenda on certain players. I'm not here to criticise. I don't want to come and criticise players, but I'll comment on what I see. The first goal we conceded yesterday, Mings got dragged out of position and he had 2 chances to clear that ball and he didn't, right? The second goal on the back post, that ball needs to be defended. You cannot allow Dan James to clear that, to win that ball and score that header. You've got 2 6-foot players in Martinez and Mings, and you've got Buendia as well trying to deal with that at the back post. Not good enough. Not good enough. The reverse ball should have been tracked as well from Cash. And then that last one, that goal, that corner, has got to be cleared. I mean, there was no challenge on that ball from their player, to be fair. And we've cleared it and we've passed it right to their player. I mean, it's shocking defending. It's something you'd see on a Sunday League pitch. And that's probably been disrespectful to a Sunday League team. And I'm just frustrated with the chances we give the opposition and the mistakes that we make all game. It's so frustrating as a fan to come away and it's just mistake after mistake, and we've been doing it ever since we got promoted. It's been mistake after mistake. Like, I don't know, the one that's sticking in my head at the minute is that Engels clearance to Spurs. It's it's just silly mistakes, like giving Wolves a free kick at the edge of the box and never stuck it away. And United, I don't know, but I'm just frustrated with our defending at times, and I just think until we cut out those mistakes, we're in for games like that all the time, because if we can't rely on ourselves to stop doing mistakes, then we are always going to give the opposition chances. We're always going to do it. You look at their 3 goals yesterday and you're thinking, First one, yes, decent goal, good finish. We work open a little bit. But the last two, come on. It's shit. It's shit. So shit. And even looking back on the game now, for standout performances, I thought Ramsey, absolutely sublime, brilliant. He's so good, isn't he? He's such a good player. His finishing was dynamite. Coutinho was quality. He was world class, weren't he? Buendia was really good. I thought Luca Dean had a good game. But McGinn, where was McGinn yesterday? Couldn't tell you what he did. Louise, couldn't tell you what he did. Watkins, couldn't tell you what he did. There's passengers in this Villa side at the minute, and I think they're passengers that go under the radar because of who they are. What was McGinn doing yesterday? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what McGinn's role is in that team. Luiz, he had no grip on the game. He had no foothold. Again, don't know. Watkins, nearly on the end of stuff, nearly bringing it down, nearly holding up play, nearly bringing this player in. It's nearly for me. It's just nearly. I don't see players getting a grip on the game and taking it by the scruff of the neck when it's getting difficult, and that is a real worry. I was really intrigued to see what Gerrard came out and said after the game, because I actually thought he would come out and he would be telling us what he felt was wrong and stuff, but he was sort of like accepting that that's the type of performance that happens against Leeds, and he was saying that we did play really well and we was electric on the counter, and the goals that we scored were really good. But I don't know, I feel like in the dressing room it would have been a different story. I really do. I feel like he'd have got stuck into them, because for me, maybe I'm being really harsh. Villa fans, get in the comments, am I being really, really harsh on the Villa side? Because I'm still just really annoyed with the way we played. So let's do a couple of score predictions. Player ratings then. So Martinez, he's conceded 3 goals. I'd go with a 5. Luca Dean, I thought he was decent. I'd go with a 6. Mings, I'd go with a 4. Konsa, I'd go with a 4 as well. And this is what I'm trying to say about where we need to get to. At this moment in time, with Konsa and Mings as our centre-backs, I don't think we're going to do it. I just don't. I don't think we can. I don't think we're strong enough. I really don't. I like them both. I think they're great. I think they're great in their own minds. I think they're really good. Konsa, he was a Rolls Royce, weren't he? But I think he ain't that Rolls Royce anymore. There's just a lack of leadership there. There's a flakiness to that centre back pairing, I think now, and I think you can really get at them. It's okay being a leader and shouting a lot on the pitch and stuff, but you got to back it up. Cash, I'd go 5. Give him a 5. Douglas Luiz, I'd go 5. McGinn, 5. Ramsey, I'd go 9. But there we go. How many 5s am I giving here? 5. It's a nothing rating, isn't it, really? And there we go. Coutinho, 9. Buendia, I'd give us 7, 8. I thought he was decent as well. And Watkins, I'd give a 5. I'm just really frustrated here of just our application and the way we play it, the way we're going about it. Because I think as a fan, everything that comes out of the club is ambition. And I think the Villa fans, and we're all buying into this ambition. But with a performance like that, it's just not going to happen. So we got Newcastle coming up. I mean, what do you want me to say about this one? So we've got an episode that will be out tomorrow then, and it'll be our Newcastle preview. We'll dissect the game a little bit more, and we will give our thoughts on Newcastle. But just let me know. I want you guys to let me know. Have I been too negative here? Have I been really negative on certain players? Have Have I watched a different game to what you've watched? Let me know, because I don't want to be negative. You guys know me. You know what I'm like. I'm never like this. I'm only like this when... I think I've only been like it a couple of times this season. So, but I just... yesterday's game, weren't having it. Not good enough for me. Not good enough. So thank you for watching. Get in the comment section. I'd love to know what you guys think. Up the Villa.